my God, guys. Hell yeah. What's up? Yeah, let's do it. It is episode 3 of The Mandalorian. Are you guys ready? Let's do it! First up, guys, I want to thank our sponsors, Stardust, for making this possible. Thank you so much, Stardust. Guys, if you will support the Angry Joe Show by clicking that link below if you haven't already, sign up for the app. It is free. There's no reason not to. And follow us at the Angry Joe Show. If you do, it's like you donated $1. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to Stardust for supporting these episodes and allowing us to buy all these crazy little things. And I just
I already had this. I've had this for years.
That is cute as hell. And we are definitely going and buying some plushies with that. All right, guys. Baby Yoda plushies. Yodel. All right. Thank you so much, guys. So let's get to the review. We're trying to do cute overload here. Joe is wearing half of the costume I bought for him. I bought a little Yodel costume with the little ears for your head, Joe, but they didn't come in time. So next episode, you're going to see Yodel OtherJoe. In the meantime, look at cute overload Chewbacca. Guys, holy shit, and as you can see, I am all equipped up because this was an action-packed episode, and I, of course, I'm saying this a lot, freaking loved it, even more so than the last 2 episodes. This one so far has been the best episode. What do you guys think?
I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we're going to go with spoilers right out the gate.
Spoilers.
Okay, yeah, so let's talk about this. This is ridiculous. The Disney Plus is not available in Europe and the UK. Guys, we are so sorry about that. I mean, I don't know why I'm apologizing. It's Disney's fuck up. Just watch this. Find a way to watch this and get on board. That's their fault, not your fault. It's ridiculous. But at this point, we have to just be able to move forward and talk about spoilers. So we're just going to do one complete review, I think, at this point. And just let us know in the comments if that's okay with you. There's not too much to spoil here. Actually, there's plenty to spoil here. So, let's just get right into it. So, the Mandalorian is on his way back after acquiring the target. Of course, what we've been keeping secret this whole time, but you know, Baby Yoda. Huge sensation worldwide. The cutest damn thing. Where is my plushies? I want my plushies.
Soon.
Should be available under the tree soon, and I'm going to buy me some. But goddamn, it's so cute. He's on board the ship, and a little baby crawls out of his cradle and starts playing with the buttons and the sticks. He's like, that is not a toy, and he picks him up by the collar, puts him back. And he does the unthinkable, and that's why I think this episode is called The Sin. So he takes it back to the Imperial remnants and
collects his reward.
They bring out this big old ice cream bin filled with the Beskar steel, and there is a ton of it. More than enough for his armor, and then some extra. And he's like, what are you going to do with it? And they're like, well, that's unprofessional.
Yeah, how dare you ask me?
Yeah.
That's not...
Your job is just to deliver the package.
Right.
Done
and
deal.
Mandalorian code, you're supposed to forget about all that, right? And he watches the poor little guy go behind the door. The door closes.
Sad.
So
He's just
sad.
leaving him.
And I like how as he's transporting, the kid there, one of the Imperials grabs the crib and yanks it. He's like, be careful. And he's like, you be careful.
Yeah, it shows like he cares.
Yeah.
He's starting to care.
Well, that ties in really well with his character because, as we say later on, when he collects this reward, he actually leaves the child on his own, collects the reward, takes it back to the Mandalorian Conclave, and he's got this big old heavy bin, and all the other Mandalorians are like, what the hell is that? And we finally get to see them in all their armor and glory. We got different types of armor. Boba Fett wasn't one of them. Some people were like, oh, they're Boba Fett. No. There is one Mandalorian in particular who I'll just call the Heavy.
The thick boy.
The thick boy. The thick boy is good. And as he's forging his new armor and presenting his reward, to make his armor and to make new equipment, they all come crowding around him, and I'm like, oh, shit.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. They're going to steal from him. But no, this Heavy's like, this guy's sitting with our enemies. All this steel was, obtained from the Great Purge when apparently the Imperials, attacked the Mandalorians and put them into hiding and everything. And so he doesn't like the guy, and then they start fighting, And it's funny because the Mandalorian female who's in charge, the armorer, is all like, she doesn't even care that they're fighting. It's like, hey man, you hatch it out, okay? I'm gonna do my job over here. But eventually, they come together and they realize that, and he's like, you're a coward, and this is like, nobody's a coward. Our way of life it's impossible to be a coward, basically. And they bond, and now we have a new Mandalorian saying, which is,
this is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
this is the way.
Yeah.
And so that the even the Heavy's like, all right, this is the way, and they say this is our life, this is our code, this is how we do that. And again, he says, I want the fledglings to have a portion of this. And
foundlings,
foundlings, not fledglings, but of course. And so we go from there, but he gets his new armor, walks into the canyon,
strutting his stuff at the bar.
If you've ever played any MMO, you've definitely done that before. It's I got new
and it looks like this, like
Yeah.
super silver, not the worn brushed look of it. So it looks like this goes in there. Everybody's staring him down, just like, I hate this guy.
Yeah, because everyone had the same contract. He's the only one that completed it, so they're mad and they see the reward that he got.
This was a little confusing for me because the IG-11 unit in the other episode, his orders were to terminate it, right? So it does appear, and I thought maybe it would be multiple clients, but no, it's all one client. And it's later revealed that there's a little bit of a conflict within the client's own, faction, where it's like this Camino guy that has the Camino symbol, the cloning symbol. He wants to keep it alive, and if it weren't for him, he says, then it would already be dead. Whereas the Imperial, the client himself, doesn't really care. He's like, do whatever we need to do, dead or alive, whatever. We need to complete our objective here. And so, he gets the steel. He goes into, and he must have issued several contracts, because everybody has one of those clickers, but he's the only one that got it. So, Carl Weathers' character is like, you did a great job. Why don't you relax? He's like, give me the next job. It's just his way of life. He's a hunter. He wants to move on. He's like, what? Take it to the Twi'leks bath over here. Maybe get some relaxation. No, you just give me the next job. And so I thought that, and then he gets this little clicker, and it's a calamari, Mon Calamari, and I thought, oh, wait, is this Admiral Akbar's son or something like that? He's like, no, just the son of a nobleman that needs to be returned. So it gets in his ship, but just can't bring himself to leave. He's constantly thinking about what is going to happen to this
He's
baby.
baby crazy.
Yeah.
It sucks because, as soon as he was about to pull the lever, the ball,
the shift knob thing.
Yeah,
was
the
gone.
shift knob was gone. He's like, oh, that's what he was playing with. He's like, I miss him.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
I would miss him too. I think everybody is falling in love with the little kid.
Oh, for
little
sure.
babby. And so he goes back, and he's like,
he's
stealthily scouting the perimeter.
He sees the dumpster.
Doing real smart stuff. Knocks on the door. The little thing comes out. He rips it. And, so and the two Imperials come out. And creates a little distraction, blows up the back of it with a bomb, and we get a great action sequence. Just it felt almost like I'm playing the Old Republic as the Mandalorian character, as a bounty hunter character.
Yeah, I felt like John Wick. Like, it felt like a scene like directly out of John Wick, where he's
Badass.
killing people in cool
Lasers.
ways. He's got the knives. He pulled his best Scorpion impression.
Yes.
And, and then pulls him right into the knife. That was definitely my favorite scene in the whole episode.
Oh, I know, where he shoots it and then brings the guy over to his waiting knife. Oh, I was like, man, being a Mandalorian, they are making it look the coolest ever. They are basically legendizing these guys as much as Jedis do for Star Wars and Sith does for Star Wars. It's really cool to be a Mandalorian. So basically, he knows that these guys are chumps. You know what I mean? They're the Imperial remnant. They're all dirty, worn down. He can take them on himself, especially in his brand new armor. Takes a few hits to his armor, but these things, Mandalorian armor can take quite a few hits. So at one point, finds the child. He's like, what are you doing with them? And you got a little probe droid or a little torture droid or whatever it is. Interrogation unit. Thank you, Alex. Very good. Shoots that down. And he's about to kill the main guy, the cloning guy that wanted him. But he realizes that he actually kind of cares for the child.
According to him.
He's just a child.
He cares because he needs a clone.
Even if he didn't care, that's what he would say.
Right. True.
Yeah. You're facing down a Mandalorian in like brand new shiny armor. Yeah, I'm on your side. I promise.
There's a moment where he opens his eyes to see if he's still there, and he is still there, and it's like, okay, is this guy gonna join him and then maybe betray him later? But no, he's like, he takes the child. He realizes the Mandalorian took the child, and he's on his own. And later, Mandalorian gets cornered, and a little plot point from earlier, he gets these things called the whistling birds.
Noisy cricket or something,
no,
whatever it is.
Noisy cricket's different.
Yeah,
Did you think
cool.
that was
liked it.
awesome? I
No.
freaking loved
did.
it.
No.
What do you mean, no? That's it.
That's the wrong way. Yeah. You got it.
Like this. I was about to go like this from the ammo.
He's got that
Why didn't you like that scene?
It almost felt cheap that 10 minutes, but like they're like, hey, I'm giving you this super cool new weapon, and
Use
it's really
it wisely,
powerful.
and he
Use it
uses it, like,
wisely.
5
And the
minutes.
very
I
first
get that, but it's
opportunity,
still
he's just
cool.
like, pew, and he did the thing.
Yeah, but just as Jedis have all these training and these Jedi powers and learning, Mandalorians have their own.
For sure. But if
equipment and
Yoda
stuff.
had taught Luke some cool new Force trick, and then he has to have known that Force trick the next 10 minutes of an episode of something we're watching, you're like, oh, come on.
I thought these whistling birds were, they're little small guided missiles, and I thought they were from the games. Like I could have swore I played it in the Old Republic, but I guess I think it's a brand new thing. But I loved it. It was awesome. He got surrounded, got out of that situation.
But it felt like James Bond, where it's like he visits.
Good. He's a fucking Mandalorian. He's got tons
the
of
cheesy
fucking
part of James Bond, where Q gives him like, I'm gonna give you
I
a
love
pen.
that part.
The pen, and if you click it 3 times, it turns into
Shut
a grenade.
your
And the
mouth.
bad guy just happens to have a clicking problem with pens. And if you didn't have this, then GoldenEye wouldn't work. And look, I love GoldenEye, but it's like Mandalorian hadn't been that cheesy until now. And I was like, all right, this is a little cheesy. Yeah, what? Look,
This is the way.
This is
I killed Alex for you guys complaining about the coolest action scene. That's
not the coolest action scene.
You're right.
That's not even top 3 coolest action scenes in this episode.
It could be top 3.
It's not.
Whatever. So he's basically blowing up this little Imperial outpost, capturing Baby Yoda. We'll call him Yodel, please. Yodel. So Yodel gets out, and all of a sudden, all the bounties are bleeping, deet, 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 and everyone in the freaking
kept all of the
cantina
bounty things that were expired.
Oh my God, you can't help yourself, can you? And, okay, so they're like, okay, so apparently, the client.
They did
is like,
know. That's why they're all mad at him. There was an
them.
entire scene that they're like, we're all mad at you because you got the bounty.
So they realize that he's broken out with the asset, so they basically call on all the bounty hunters to go and get him since the Imperials have been devastated. So they basically surround him. And here I'm thinking Carl Weathers is going to be a good guy this whole time. He's going to maybe find a way to let him escape. They fucking surround him, and it's the entire freaking guild, the entire bounty hunters in that
broke
cantina.
the code, man. He's
John
gotta
Wick,
pay.
man,
He
you
did
broke
say he
the
broke
code.
the code,
Pay.
right? And John Wick's situation conversation pops up again, and he's like, "Look, put the child in that speeder, and we'll talk about terms." You know, so they're still trying to, uphold the guild stuff. And he realized he's gonna put the child there. He's like, "I'm your only hope." Little teaser for Star Wars. You're my only hope, Obi-Wan. So he puts it down, but he realizes this is not gonna go down. And I was like, "Yes!" Fucking goes so quick. Does a little flip inside, and he's shooting. And he's
tells
doing
his droid to drive. He's like, no, drive.
You better drive.
Like, okay.
Like, fucking takes off like a bat out of hell. And it's just this great action sequence, shooting people above him, everybody shooting him. And you realize there's just too many of them. And I don't think, even with this new
like the
armor,
whole town
the whole town is a
I did like that in the middle of the scene, he disintegrates 2 or 3 of the bounty hunters, and everyone just kind of sits back and goes, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And then even the leader of the guild's like, "That's a pretty sweet weapon you got there, but you have to disintegrate like 50 more of us before you get out of here."
He puts himself in a little sniping position and starts taking them out one by one. But we realize that the odds
he
are
starts
just
getting
slim.
flanked.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't see this coming. I should have seen it coming, but I did not
didn't
see it.
either.
You didn't either?
You didn't see it coming?
No, shut up, Alex.
They tell everything in this episode. They're like 5
I
minutes
know.
later. They're like, "Hey, we're cool again.
yeah.
And
Shut
if you ever need anything, if you're ever in a firefight in 10 minutes, you let me know because we're cool."
Nah, they
Big
didn't do
boy's gonna
that.
come out
Nah.
with his
But it
machine
I
is the
thought
gun.
that they
way.
were gonna
This is the
conflict
way.
later on.
This is the way.
This is the way. So apparent, and so then out of nowhere we get a rocket slams
Backup
into
has
a dude.
arrived.
Backup has arrived. Coolest fucking action sequence. You've got all these live action Mandalorians coming down with their jetpacks, doing double.
They
guns.
all have jetpacks, but him. It was super
no,
sweet.
No, they don't. There was a
There's a
few
couple
guys
of
that
them.
were on foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't have jetpacks. And they are just
does make
devastating the
mention.
bounty hunters, and they're like, "Get out of here, go ahead." And this is the way. And I was like, "Fuck!" And he says, "We're gonna have to, relocate the conclave." And it's like, it don't matter. You're one of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man!" Almost brought a tear to my eye. It was fucking awesome.
That's brotherhood right there.
That's brotherhood right there. That's just fantastic episode. So he gets the baby onto his ship, but Carl Weathers, being
Surprise!
this, sneaky guy he is, he kind of sulks out of there, realizes his guild is in tatters, but confronts him on the ship, gets him, surprises him. He's able to confront him, and luckily the Mandalorian turns it around on him.
Well, he wasn't trying to kill. He had him. He could have shot him in the back if he wanted to. Like, he knows where the armor
Yeah, he
ends.
knew because he showed him. He's like,
It was almost
we're
like-
both rich. This is where I keep my money.
Yeah.
You
So
made
shot
me
him right
rich
there.
too.
It was like an honorable thing. It's like, I'm not going to shoot you in the back. Give me the thing, and I'll let you go. And then the Mandalorian has the ability to kill him, and then doesn't. Shoots him where he knows that the armor is.
So I think there's more to this. There's a little bit of a
respect there.
mutual respect there, and I don't think we've seen the last of Carl Weathers.
Oh no,
Oh,
he's
no.
gonna be mad.
He does shoot him in the chest though. Mandalorian shoots him.
well, he shoots him where he knows the armor, the steel is.
Yeah.
Very good. I was gonna get there, and so he's still alive, and he gets on the ship and flies off. And then another really cute callback, the little kid is
ball.
reaching for the little ball, and he unscrews the ball and gives it to him. Where earlier, it's not a toy. He's like, "Go ahead, play." And that was
The little Yoda.
The Baby Yoda show.
Yeah,
Baby
is
Yoda.
basically warming his heart.
And I was so happy to see him go and rescue. It was great. What do you think, guys?
I like where this sends the story, because I was actually wondering where the story's going to go, because up to the beginning of this episode, we have no idea where this thing is going. But now he's a fugitive amongst the guild,
Yeah.
and you can send the different
He's an
bounty hunters. This
outlaw.
is how Bill Burr can fit in, where he's just another bounty hunter hunting him down. They could team up, they could not. So I like that this is an important episode, because this kind of shows us in the last five episodes, kind of where we're
it's gonna
going.
go.
Yeah, we've got 5 episodes left. This is an 8-episode series. Surprisingly, Cara Dune still not in it. I was thinking I was trying to anticipate her entrance. I was thinking maybe she would show up with some rebels or Republic soldiers or something, or a different guild, and then rescue him. But no, way better that it was the Mandalorian Conclave.
Yeah.
It's like, get out of here. A little teaser at the end as he's flying.
The Rocketeer moment.
The Rocketeer
Yes!
moment. You
I was
like,
like,
you
oh my
love
God.
the Rocketeer. We
Well,
had
'cause
just talked about this in episode
That guy
2 or
did
1.
Boba Fett, right?
I'm
The guy
sorry.
who did Rocketeer also did Boba Fett. He was like the visual designer.
I don't know. I didn't know that tidbit. If that's the case,
but
it's cool
he's
as fuck
sweet.
anyway because he's flying and he's like, I need me one of those. I need me one of them. So that's a little planting foreshadowing. He gonna get him a jetpack before this series ends. Whoo, boy, man. Let's go ahead and issue this episode some final ratings. I know individually it's tough.
It is tough
because but I don't think it's tough at all. I'll let y'all go.
Okay, all right. Well, I like this one more than the other one. I gave it a 9. I'm gonna give this one a 10. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I like the way it's going. Like Alex
And don't
was saying.
tell me there's no character development.
No, I was about to say that. Yeah, because he's an outlaw now, so that's gonna be pretty awesome. And
Well, he was already kind of an outlaw.
Well,
I don't know
kinda,
if
but,
bounty
like,
hunters
now-
are officially sanctioned in the Star Wars universe, but he's definitely on the
Now,
run from
yeah.
bounty hunters, the Guild, the Imperials.
Everyone's after him.
Everyone's after
character development. Whenever he's like, "What are you gonna do? What's gonna
What are you
happen
going to do
him?"
with
He's
it?
like, hey,
Just
this is
stop
out
asking.
of character.
Nobody cares.
You did your job. Get out of here. Right. In the action scene.
You can tell he's a good
Amazing.
guy. And that ties directly in with his past. As they're forging him his new armor, he has those flashbacks
Yeah.
again from Vietnam. No, you see you see the clones, the separatists, and their battle droids. And his parents basically sacrificed themselves in order to hide him in this little blast shelter.
But then
though
we
at-
see the droid.
Yo,
open
though
it
at the
up,
last
but
minute,
you
a
don't-
droid
yeah.
does open it, and maybe
Somebody
there's
comes in
more.
and saves him.
There's more to this
Something
story. I
saves
think
him.
maybe a Mandalorian might save him,
Yeah.
and that's how he's with this sort of coven or something. It will be interesting to see more on that end. But that's why he was left alone. He feels abandoned as a child, and this little baby.
It was great. That's why I loved this one.
So 10 out of 10. What do you think?
I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. I mean, I'm not like look.
Let me hear why.
This was a great episode. There are things that if you are going to purposely make these episodes short,
Yeah.
you lose points because you abbreviate things and you make some things cheesy. We didn't get Sam Raimi level of cheesy like the old Xena Warrior Princess. But, yeah, there's not like that, but there are scenes where they're just like, I'm going to give you this cool new gadget that just happens to work that he didn't need. He's been taking out how many stormtroopers in this? He didn't need to use the super special weapon that you can only get.
I
because
disagree. I mean, why are you determining what Mandalorian equipment they need and what they don't need? But all right. But are you saying the way it's presented in the story that it's easy to be like, oh, that's coming into play later? I know it's coming into
well,
play.
it was made it was made cheesy because it had to. Well, or he used it and didn't need to. He had just dismantled like 7-8 stormtroopers.
Yeah, he probably could have just.
And even the 2 episodes ago, he's staring at probably the same 4 stormtroopers. He's like, I don't need the super special,
he
noisy
could have
cricket.
used that for the guild that
I was actually
surrounded
thinking
him.
that.
Yeah.
To use it at the end.
Yeah, so it just didn't feel like it kind of fit in. And then the whole thing where all these people kept the tracker unit after the fact for no reason.
Sure,
there was just
there's
things
little
where
bits.
there's little bits of storytelling that is what separates a 9 from a 10 for me. Where I watch this and go, I loved every second of it, and I didn't go, hey, wait a minute, that's.
But I
stupid.
don't want you thinking, and I know you know our rating system. I just don't want you thinking that it has to be perfect.
This
to hit a
isn't.
10.
This is not a legendary
it's-
episode.
Okay.
For me, this
gotcha.
is not like in all of TV. This isn't like the last couple seasons of like Breaking Bad or something.
Or
that is
almost
almost flawless television. This was just a really
the Battle of
damn.
the Bastards.
This was
or
really
Hard
good
Home.
episode, and you should not people should like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, this is great that
but
we're
it's not-
talking about this level of excellence,
Yeah.
right? We're nitpicking and we're tagging each other off this level, which is good because I'm just so happy we're up here and not down here. That's what maybe there is a bit of rose-colored glasses because we wanted this series to be
you're too
good.
excited.
It is good and it's continuing to be good. But I'm going to disagree with you because I have my own opinion. I think this was Joe a 10 out of 10
you're allowed to be
episode.
wrong. Cool.
10 out of 10
yeah, 'cause,
episode.
like the whole tracker thing, he was on his way back, so they still had it. They didn't know
Right.
it was done.
They did know.
Later
Carl
on.
Weathers. No, Carl Weathers. The
Later
first
on.
thing he says is, "Everybody hates you,
Right,
Because
yeah.
you got the thing." They all know.
Okay, so in storytelling terms, in order to improve that scene for Alex and have gotten a 10, the whistling birds would have been done in a different way. And finally, everybody would have put their tracker in the trash, but then Carl Weathers been like, okay, I need you guys because he's a Mandalorian, and then they show up with
the
Carl
Weasley
Weathers.
guy that was the cloning
Sure,
guy could
sure.
have just hit the alarm button, which signals everyone off.
Yeah, no,
but
I
there's
got
a
you.
lot of ways to do it.
I
It
got
just-
you,
they
but
didn't.
this is just, and I will, granted, there are little elements to this that is easy for the audience to understand. You have to realize that this is trying to appeal to a wide audience, so they might be making creative decisions.
Children
and
are not
direction
stupid. I
decisions.
hate that excuse.
I know,
Children
I
are
know.
not stupid. They can understand complicated situations, and even kids can watch this and go, "That's dumb."
True. Well, okay. Well, I didn't think there was any moment in this episode that's dumb, but that's where we differ in our 1 point. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out
Still
of
a pretty
10.
good episode,
This is a
come
damn
on.
fucking good episode, and this is a damn good series. Now, do I think every episode is going to be at this level? Do I think we're eventually going to hit a downtrodden episode?
It's bound to happen.
Yes, because you need a moment of reprieve. You need quieter moments and stuff like that, which just because there's no action doesn't mean we're not still going to rate it highly.
I actually don't agree with you. I don't think that at the pace that we're going now, and then the development they've done in the story and with the characters, I don't necessarily think that, for at least for me, is going to drop below an 8. I'm fine with storytelling. I do not think that this is going to drop.
I didn't say the opposite. I said that exact thing, that it's just because they're going to focus on story in future episodes doesn't mean that it's going to drop. So we're in agreement there. Okay. All right, so I'm looking forward to where this is going. The implications here, he's got Yodel back in his possession. He's on the run. Where is he going? I have no idea where he's going. Is he going to the New Republic? We get a little bit of a drop in here. It's like, what are they doing, these Imperials? And he's like, well, why don't you just, tell the old Republic? He's like, or the Republic. He's like, that's a joke, because they're not going to send scouts out way over here in the Outer Rim to check out something like that on the word of a Mandalorian or something. So I just thought, little bits of lore everywhere in this episode. I am in love with this series. It is my new favorite television show for sure. And it's almost fun to see that I was excited for it and it's paying off, So hopefully the episodes are continue to be at this level.
A little bit longer would be nice.
You want a little bit longer? Yeah,
longer.
for sure. But this episode was a little longer than the last two, I think. So
Yeah, but I mean, longer than 30 minutes doesn't mean anything to me. Like they could be
Right.
they could be hour long, and I would be happy.
So best line from these episodes. Best line, best quote.
It's not a toy,
It's not a toy,
but then it is a toy.
but then it is
Yeah,
a
it
toy
is a toy,
later.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the meme of the week is going to be
This is the way.
This is the way. Instead of I've spoken, it's this is the way for the internet this week.
Missed
so.
that game.
This is
We'll hold them off. You're going to have to relocate the covert. This is the way. This is the way.
yeah. So cool.
Oh, he could go visit Nick Nolte.
Bam! He's like, you having trouble.
Oh shit! Nick Nolte
Need
is
some
gonna take
wise
care of little
advice.
It's a
baby.
good one.
Gonna be grandpa. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope that's what's gonna happen, guys. So we're looking forward to the next episode. Where do you think that the series is going? Let's talk about the implications of a Force-sensitive, baby Yoda. It's crazy. Here's the thing. The thing I'm most worried about is Force Awakens, okay? Last Jedi. These are things that are coming in the timeline, in the canonical timeline. We don't hear anything about this Yodel. We don't hear anything about this Mandalorian. So are they all going to die? Are they all going to disappear like Ezra in Star Wars Rebels, that he just disappears? Do you think they're going to
He's just
disappear?
right
And
off
that
into the
is
sunset.
a very disappointing thing for me. I just wish that this was set somehow after everything so that, we can get it wide open and he can go everywhere. But I'm starting to realize that eventually this has to come back and end, and that's the only small depressing thing. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I don't like when they do these. Oh, this happened before the next one. It's like because we know what happens in the next chapter, and if we know what happens, it just limits where you're going. So
when Yoda's laughing about the books being burned in the lightning strike, and Rey taking all the Jedi books, she doesn't mention that and plus I have a little boy. I have, yes.
Yeah.
He will save us if Rey does not. Something like that.
I don't know.
So I don't know, guys. It'll be interesting to see how this whole series, and we've got a season 2 coming, how it factors into the Star Wars lore. But in whatever way, even if all the Disney sequels trilogies ignore this, and this is just running concurrently, I still think that's fine. And you don't always need to have every important character in that trilogy, sequel trilogy. You can have other important characters doing other things. So there's a small ray of hope for you. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank our sponsor, Stardust. If you guys can please show your support to the Angry Joe Show and to Stardust, click the link below.
Enter the contest. Come on, that is going to be
the
amazing.
Contest is the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, where they're going to send you over there, paid trip, paid flight, paid hotel. It's freaking awesome. All you need to do is download the app. It's free. Sign up. Follow the Angry Joe Show, and react to one of my videos or one of my comments. So put that on the app, and you have your chance to win. And your chance to win is pretty good. So. And it also directly supports our show. So I want to thank Stardust, our sponsors for this episode and this whole series. And I want to thank you guys for coming and joining us here every week and discussing this. And it is just a good time to be a Star Wars fan. We've got Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker coming around the corner. I'm hopeful. These guys are not hopeful. They're a little little hurt, little burnt.
Yeah,
I mean, The Last Jedi was a colossal disaster, but I'm hoping that here's the good news. Let's talk about that. Jon Favreau is talking with Kathleen Kennedy that maybe in the future John can handle some movies, because it's
let it die.
I'm not letting it die. We need to go to the old Republic. We need to see something different.
You're so hopeful.
Let it die with regards to, I guess, the old story.
Well, this current story just needs to go away.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I want to see some old Republic. Or something completely new. I want to see old Republic way more than something made up, because that's just so ripe for amazing lightsaber battles and all those CGI scenes that we saw in the old Republic promos that even George Lucas was jealous of. Thousands of Sith, thousands of Jedi. If Jon Favreau took care of that, if Dave Filoni took care of that, then guys, I mean, it is a bright future for Star Wars. And another little tidbit here, the director of this episode, forget her name, I'll put it down here, Deborah or something, she is actually at the helm of the Kenobi series. So that's really good. Somebody where I issued a 10 out of 10. I thought there was great character development simultaneously with great action.
All that in 30 minutes.
All that in such a short time.
17 minutes.
And we're going to get her leading the Kenobi series. What did I say? What is a good time to be a Star Wars fan? It certainly is, except for maybe Rise of the Skywalker.
Except for maybe the largest Star Wars franchise that exists
Screwing
right now is
it up.
garbage.
I'll hold my judgment.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.